Today, a birthday party that no one's going to attend. 10 months is all it took for the Wii U to be just a bad memory. Plus, we'll see which of the co-hosts is the worst Nintendo fan ever. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. This is episode 27 of Hello Nintendo. I'm your host Matt, aka Trainas, and this is our 1-year birthday. Yay.
Yeah! Yay.
It's hard to imagine that a year ago is where we started Hello Nintendo, and if you ever want a trip down memory lane, go listen to our first episode.
No, don't do that, please. Don't do that.
I did that. I did that last week, and yeah, it's we've definitely come a long way in terms of quality and everything. It definitely sounds a lot more natural, I think, is the first thing that you'll notice. But yes, it's been a year. We've had quite a few events that have happened. We've done interviews. We had a bunch of people go to E3 and everything, but we'll reminisce about that shortly. First, let me introduce my co-host. Returning after quite a while, it's been ages since I've been on a pod with this guy. It's Amog, aka Castorman.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Thanks for taking some time out today, because I know you're busy in school and everything, so glad you were able to join us.
Oh yeah, of course. I've been dying to come back on this pod for months now.
Nice. And making his, it's turning into a regular debut, or regular, not really a debut, regular appearance, is Brooks, aka the Poochie Kid.
Hey.
So normally at this point we would be talking about what we've been playing in the past week, but because it is our birthday episode, and like I said earlier, we're going to take a little trip down memory lane. Now, both of you were on the very first episode with me. Do you kind of remember doing that episode? Do you remember? I think we were recorded pretty late that day, didn't we?
Oh yeah, I think our recording time was like Friday nights or something like that.
Like
yeah, it was. I think it was like midnight for me, and it was after midnight for I think you guys, and you could just tell we were all just absolutely bagged.
Yeah, I'm so glad we moved towards like an earlier time on Saturdays.
something a little more sane is definitely makes a huge difference.
Much more reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the past year, what were some of your favorite moments or best memories? Brooks, let's start with you. What were some of the big things that you remember in the past year for our podcast?
Oh, I still remember episode 1, my Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World thing. That was awful.
Yeah. What about you, Amog? What about you?
So the big thing that strikes out to me was the interview with the developers of Death Squared that we did. Matt, you and me.
That's right.
Over the last summer.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
That was I think one of the first times that I know it was the first time for me. I'm not sure if it was the first time for you to actually really talk to a developer or development studio about a game that hadn't really been released yet.
I remember I think late 2016 I talked to one developer about a video game for an AMA on the subreddit, but since then Death Squared was the only one other than that. That was. Well,
I'm really glad
cool.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I'm really glad that they were able to do that interview with us, because it was pretty late for us, because they were in Australia as well. So,
oh yeah,
I think it was.
Oh.
It was early morning, I think, for them or something like that. But
yeah, and weren't you trying to fight off a cold?
Yeah.
That day too.
Probably. It's ever since my kids went to school, I've been fighting off colds on a regular basis. It's quite annoying. But yeah, for me, I think aside from talking to the guys at E3, my biggest one was the Switch launch. Because like we did the whole episode around the Switch launch, our recording fell perfectly the day after the Switch came out, And I'd lined up an interview with, sure it was just GameStop, but at least got to talk to some of the employees, like some people actually selling the system, taking the pre-orders, and then I talked to a whole bunch of people waiting in line, and I think they had fun as well. So that was kind of one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, those recordings definitely were pretty cool to have. Wasn't too sure about it at first, but I think it turned out pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
One of our better episodes.
Yeah. The April Fool's episode was a lot of fun, too.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
That was a good one as well. I think we should maybe do the same thing again this year. We should try and do an April Fool's episode, because the whole radio thing was a lot of fun.
Only 2 months away.
Actually, for our viewers, disregard that. We are not doing an April Fool's episode whatsoever. don't think that we'll be doing an April Fool's episode, because it will not happen.
Yeah, you say that now, and then I'll come up with the script, and then we'll do it. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard from some listeners that when we were doing those little intro bits, they actually liked that. They thought it was quite original and different from all the other podcasts. So it'd be kind of fun to get back into doing those. I think the last one I did was with Dan when I was a guest on a couple other podcasts. We did that soap opera intro. And
I remember that.
Funny thing is that intro bit with the sound effects that I did kind of spawned some other side work for me, working with some other groups where they would like help doing sound effects and everything. Just so I thought that was kind of cool. It's that spawned a little bit of work. I'm branching out.
Maybe we should add one to the beginning of this episode.
You're spreading your wings.
Yep, and it's perfect because that's kind of where I'm hoping to go, especially with the voice acting stuff. So, well, let's dive into this episode, shall we? So our first topic is Nintendo has finally announced the launch time frame, because they still haven't given us a hard date, but really, I should say they've announced again the launch time frame for the Switch Online. It's looking like it's going to launch September of this year, September 2018, but with the delays that it's already had, we'll see. It's going to be similar to Xbox Live, offering online multiplayer, I should say, for a fee. I believe PSN Plus, PlayStation also requires that, but I could be wrong. I think. Yeah. Okay. So it's definitely going to be much more affordable than Xbox Live and PlayStation PSN Plus. It's going to be $3.99 a month or $20 or $19.99. I'm just rounding. So $4 a month or $20 a year, and that's in US dollars. So in Canadian, it'll be $2.5 million and $3 million respectively. Looks like it's going to offer a Netflix-style catalog of classic system games, so NES and Super NES games, and it's kind of unclear. I know Nintendo had mentioned it where there would be certain games that would be modified to include an online multiplayer component, but those games would kind of expire if that's still the case. Not sure exactly, but that's pretty cool. Be able to play, as much as Fro hates it when I talk about it, Super Mario Kart Online.
That's the first game I thought about, Super Mario Kart. But then again, why play Super Mario Kart when you can just play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is so much better?
It's called nostalgia, my friend.
Just take off those rose-tinted glasses, and then
it's even better.
You'll have no more nostalgia, especially for that game.
Yeah, right. No, if they just modify a game, like, and I'm going back to Mario Kart, where it's just 2-person, so it'd be like your couch co-op, that's cool. If they modify it so you can have, where it's like Mario Kart 8, where you can have every racer can be on, can be a person, that'd be even cooler. But a game like, let's say, Super Mario World, if they were to do that online, Contra, for example, those are going to be tough with the poor voice chat, because let's face it, Nintendo's voice chat is horrible, and that's where Discord is shining. So hopefully that definitely improves. That's kind of all the details that we've got so far. Maybe it's pretty safe to say we'll get more details at E3 this year. So what do you guys think? Are you guys, is this kind of getting excited you, or are you just like, whatever, same thing, we don't really know a whole lot, nothing new with the online. Amo, what are your thoughts?
With this launching September 2018, that's nearly a year after their original time frame, correct? Because I believe they wanted it in fall or early winter of 2017. I think
yeah,
they might,
fall 2017.
Yeah. I think they might actually be throwing out this paid multiplayer a little too late. I think people are going to be way too used to having free online multiplayer, and they might be hit with some major backlash from people who didn't realize that this free online multiplayer wasn't going to be a thing forever.
I guess, but the thing is that they made it really clear that eventually there will be paid online, like at the ball.
Earlier on, they did that. I haven't seen much about that recently, besides their announcement about that.
I mean, even in the Switch news articles on the news page, like, if the game has online functionality, like near the bottom page it'll say, Nintendo Switch Online will go to paid in, well, it used to be 2018, but now it probably says September 2018.
But the thing is, Nintendo, they announced at E3, they've made their public announcements, but if you've got, say, a parent who doesn't really know much about anything video game related, they've purchased the system for their child, or children, and they've purchased a bunch of online multiplayer games. Their kids are playing them, having fun, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, your kid can't connect, and now they're having to and so then the kid takes it to their parent, says it's not working, parent looks at it, oh, now you've got to pay for this? Well, what the heck? So, I really think that they need to there's got to be some big style notifications when this is coming out. Like the Wii U did it fairly well when there was an announcement. The Wii U gamepad would light up, it would chime and everything, so you could see it was pretty much advertisements, but you could see that. The Switch needs to do something like that, where as soon as you turn the system on, when there's a notification like that, it needs to come front and center, because otherwise, like Amog said, there's going to be some backlash. There's going to be a lot of ticked off parents. Hopefully at E3 we'll get some more details about the Switch Online, the paid Switch Online service. So moving on to our second news topic is something that I don't think people are really surprised about at this point. It's kind of everybody's expecting it. Nintendo has announced Mario Kart Mobile. So it's the next iteration in their mobile platform. It's called Mario Kart Tour. Should be released next financial year, which means it's anytime between April of 2018 and March of 2019, because the fiscal year starts in April. It's not the physical year. We don't really have a whole lot of details other than its existence, and there's a couple screenshots that are floating around, but I think those are just taken from other Mario Kart games. And this goes in line with, Pokemon Go, Super Mario Run, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and Fire Emblem Warriors, which have all been extremely successful mobile games. And with this announcement was also the announcement of the ending of Miitomo.
Rip
Press F
Miitomo.
to pay respects.
Rip the greatest profile pictures.
I actually kind of liked it. It was awesome. In fact, I found it was funny. A lot of the Microsoft Xbox support people that I talked to were so excited for Miitomo, and just the different screenshots. Reese and I would start creeping some of them out with random pictures, and it was lots of fun. So kind of sad to see that go, but it was their very first. It was their first game.
I think they were trying to do like some sort of
right?
social network-esque deal with that. I don't know if you could really consider that so much a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's true. That's very true. And it kind of makes sense for Miitomo to disappear because all the Wii U's online social stuff is now gone, and I was thinking that it was all going to kind of tie together. But so what do you think of Mario Kart Mobile? You think it's going to be like a runner, like what we've got with Super Mario Run, or is it going to actually be a mobile kart game? Brooks,
attach it
what do
to
you
your
think?
steering wheel. Uses AR.
Oh,
No, that was a joke.
An AR Mario Kart game. That could be interesting. Although, I don't know how that would work out too well unless you are just kind of standing up high and looking at the ground and you see a tiny cart. It'd be like a little RC racer type of deal, because otherwise you're going to have people literally running around holding their phone up at them, trying to steer this virtual cart. And I mean, Pokemon Go is bad enough for people walking into other people's yards and whatnot.
That'd be hilarious.
But it would be quite funny until the first person gets hit by a car.
That's just a Mario
Kart. Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
So a little while ago, I downloaded this app on my phone called Turn Right. So it's a single-click game where you just you hold your finger on here and your car turns right on like a circular track. And so it's actually a lot harder than you'd think. It's pretty fun, and I think that Mario Kart Mobile, Mario Kart Tour, I think it might do something similar where it's like Super Mario Run, where it's just a single click to move, basically, or to control your cart. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to do this to make it simple, easy, because all their mobile games so far have been very, very good at being pick up and play for like 5 minutes and then like drop it whenever you got to do whatever else you have to do. Maybe even 30 seconds sometimes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And they're designed for single-hand use, which sounds creepy when you think about it. But yeah, they're designed to, like Super Mario Run, you just tap and Mario jumps. Pokemon Go, well, it's single-handed. You don't really need to use your two thumbs. So I think if that's probably, I could see that being a very, very strong possibility.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I really like how Nintendo's making all of this stuff like vertical. I don't think they've had a single like horizontal game, have they, on mobile?
Nope.
Not that I know of. I know in Miitomo you could hold your phone sideways to do pictures,
right.
But that's about it.
Holding it vertically, or in portrait mode, I guess, that's just so much more convenient than having to turn your phone around.
Yeah, you kind of have to have two hands when holding it sideways, so...
Yeah. Especially with how big phones have gotten these days.
Oh,
like
God, yeah.
Tablet at this point.
Yeah, I work in IT. And the number of plus-size phones that people drop because they fumble them with one hand is quite high. So yeah, I agree. I agree with you guys there. So, well, you should. I'm thinking we'll see more at E3 this year. So we're gonna do something we haven't done in a while. Is some subreddit topics. So this, the first topic, which kind of stuck out, was posted by Tendo Boy 1984, and it was the topic of Nintendo should sell their OSTs online, and I agree wholeheartedly. So a couple points that were made there were that a lot of soundtracks for Nintendo games are very difficult to find online legitimately. You can find torrents of them all over the place, but to legally purchase this, it's very difficult. Video game OSTs are designed as background music. They're designed to help you focus or just kind of be in the background, but not be overpowering. So they're perfect for if you're studying or working, or you just want to have in the background. I know I listen to a lot of OSTs when I'm at work. It's perfect. I can then switch back and forth between what I'm doing. It's great. It would also be in line with with what other companies have done. You can purchase other OSTs as well, and would be another huge revenue stream for them. Nintendo's a company first and foremost, and they're all about making money. The only thing I could think of is, especially with older games, is some licensing issues. Because they may have some trouble with getting the licensing for some of especially some of the older games. So Brooks, what do you think about the OSTs, and should Nintendo look at this option?
Yes, definitely. There really is no downside to doing so. So besides maybe the licensing part. I mean, even Nintendo has shown that they're starting to kind of do that, because a few weeks ago, they put the Odyssey sound selection on iTunes, which had a few tracks from Odyssey.
Oh, that's right.
They had 4 versions of Jump Up Superstar. I'm just like, yes.
4? Why do you need 4?
And,
oh my goodness.
And it was like, there were only like 20 tracks in total. And 4 of them were wasted on 4 versions. And then like another 2 or 3 were
oh my goodness.
Breakthrough Lead the Way.
I think that Nintendo should most definitely start putting their soundtracks on iTunes, and I'd much prefer it if they also had it on like Spotify and stuff. I think that would be really nice. There are covers on there, but it's not the same as having the original soundtrack. And I don't. It's pretty much just free money for Nintendo. Buzzword free money, and if they can get the licensing things down, then it's definitely a no-brainer. I definitely do think Nintendo is starting to get more accustomed to the idea. And going back a few years ago, there's back during Club Nintendo time. If you purchased both Super Smash Brothers for Wii U and for 3DS, and you put it on Club Nintendo, then you got a special disc or a 2-disc set that had like some songs from the soundtrack of Super Smash Brothers 4. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think that was one of their first forays into this, actually.
They also released Majora's Mask OST as CD. I got that through Club Nintendo, and that was towards the end of Club Nintendo as well. So I was glad I was able to pick that up.
They released a number of games OSTs as soundtracks on Club Nintendo. And
that seemed to be the only place really you could get them. There was an online store, and this was back when I was in high school, so this is quite a while ago. I don't remember the name of the site, but I was buying up soundtracks for video games left and right, and I was able to pick up the Metroid Prime and the Metroid Fusion dual pack soundtrack, and it's just the music ripped from the game. So I've got that. So I kind of only have, I think, 2 Nintendo soundtracks, and then I've got a Zelda Symphony. Oh no. What was they released? It was like Super Mario All Stars was released on the Wii, and it came with the Mario soundtrack.
Super Mario All Stars, the best way to spend $40.
Yeah, I think it's the 3rd copy that I've now technically purchased of Mario All Stars.
It's a good game.
So, yeah. One comment here from user Instant Train in the thread was saying that if they were to sell even the Wii or the music from the Wii, sorry, so things like the Mii channel and the eShop music, people would buy those up like crazy. On my Twitch stream, I use a jazz cover of the Mii channel, which I absolutely love, and I had the eShop song. I had the eShop theme as an alarm song.
So you hate that theme now, don't you?
Which is, I switched over to a radio, so I'm still good. I don't hate it exactly. But yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Actually, user Meso says they should start, or they'll start their own music service called Nintendo. Or Nintendo, sorry, I can't read. Nintendo. It's a very, that's funny. Yeah, lots of people really want to actually buy the soundtracks. It's looking like there's a lot here from Metroid, Mario, Xenoblade. There's some comments in this thread about Sega is doing stuff like this. I think that this is really an untapped financial money pot. I don't know where it's going, but I think it's an untapped financial stream. That's what I was going for. It's an untapped financial stream that Nintendo fully needs to utilize.
Most definitely.
Definitely.
Because as everybody knows, if you can provide people with a easy and legal way to obtain their media, they will go for that instead of piracy. That's why Netflix is doing so well, and that's why these streaming services do well when they offer up all of the service.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In like a easy to digest format too, because not everybody wants to go through the effort of torrenting and things like that. and it's just easier to purchase it legally if it's easy to get to.
Yep, and if it's in a service that everybody can access without jumping through ridiculous hoops or installing iTunes, that is going to make a lot more people are going to go to it.
What's wrong with iTunes?
It's iTunes.
I don't know.
Dang.
It's iTunes. Brooks, what is your favorite Nintendo OST?
Yeah, putting me on the spot.
Yep, because you made that iTunes comment, so I'm putting you on the spot. What's your favorite Nintendo OST?
Super Mario Galaxy. Or the
how
soundtrack
basic.
of the game is just...
Yeah.
Brooks, I expected better from you.
About what about you? I'm surprised it's not Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah, that's true. I think my favorite one would be the Kid Icarus Uprising soundtrack. Game released in 2012 for the 3DS. It was really controversial for the control scheme, but the music it still is. It's just awesome. It has such a wide range of tunes. It mixes together the original Kid Icarus sounds really well too. And I think it's got like 14 hours of soundtrack or something like that, which is absolutely insane.
Whoa.
Nice.
Wait, maybe it's like 7 hours. I might be thinking
That's
of a different thing.
Oh, still 7 hour, like a 7 hour soundtrack. That's a good amount of time. Now, is it orchestrated or is it synthesized?
I believe it is synthesized. I think it sounds orchestrated. It sounds like it could easily be orchestrated, but with compression and stuff, I think it was easier for them to just like synthesize it, since it is on the 3DS. And early on in the 3DS, when they were like still conscious about like how much space each game would take.
Right. Now, that was the game that had that extra...
no, actually, that game was... The extra analog stick came out before Kid Icarus Uprising was released, but Kid Icarus Uprising started development before the stick or the second analog stick came, and I think Sora, that was the company... They weren't told about the second analog stick until way too late in the development process of Kid Icarus Uprising. That's why
we need Switch ports.
Okay.
Controls. I actually don't think it would work well on the Switch. It's just
more ports for the Switch.
I think with the with the stylus, it made the controls really fast and snappy, almost as if it was like a PC shooter. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how well that would work. I guess that's true.
See, I don't know about the... I mean, DS games are okay on the Wii U because you've got technically two screens, but holding the gamepad sideways, it's kind of annoying. And because there's no stylus, like Amog said, it would make it difficult. So I don't think we'll see DS games on the Switch, because for the simple fact that you can't really play it on your TV, and if you do, either you're going to need to use your Joy-Cons, or there's no stylus. It makes it difficult. But for me, I would have to say it's a toss-up between the Ocarina of Time soundtrack, especially.
Oh, that is also a beautiful soundtrack.
You get to listen to the orchestrated one. Oh, it sounds amazing. The Zelda Symphony, the Hyrule Symphony Orchestra is amazing. So it's either that or the Metroid Prime soundtrack.
I actually have not heard to the Metroid Prime soundtrack by itself.
No. It's good. I mean, the music in Metroid Prime was amazing to begin with. Just the sense of awe and wonder that it's almost every track instilled in you, fit every scene every level perfectly. It's really good, and there's some really good covers that were actually done for it as well. So that's it's hard for me to pick between the two. I actually, when my oldest was born, when we brought her home from the hospital, a bit of a nerd, I ended up playing the Ocarina of Time soundtrack in the car just because I wanted some music, but I wanted something that was kind of calm, and so I just played that in the car as we drove home when we brought her home from the hospital.
Great.
So our next subreddit topic, this one is brought to us by the Mr. Man Guy. Interesting username. The Mr. Man Guy posted Nintendo. It was an article that he posted was Nintendo to support the Switch over a 6-year lifespan. So President Tatsumi has stated that Nintendo plans to support the Switch beyond their usual console lifespan. Most consoles have about a 5-year lifespan on average. So which means we could see a potential 7 to 10 year lifespan for the Switch. A few drawbacks of something like that for a console such as the Switch is that mobile tech is going to start holding it back. When you've got something like the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One X, which are extremely powerful systems, it's going to be a while before developers have tapped and can't pump out any more power out of those systems. They're going to be around for a while, especially the Xbox because of Microsoft's new plan. So this could potentially start hurting Nintendo, especially when we start getting around year 6, when most consoles get retired. It could result in seeing the decline of some third-party support for major titles, especially if they're going to have to put even more work into getting a game onto the Switch. We could also, on the flip side, could also see similar hardware revisions, like what Nintendo's done for the DS and the 3DS, where each revision can still play the previous the same games, but the hardware is a little bit more powerful. So it's still a 3DS, it was still a DS, just a little bit more powerful. So that could be something that it could, we could see going. Amog, what do you think about this new plan that's should be coming?
So the Nintendo 3DS came out in 2011, correct? And then the 3DS or the new 3DS that came out 2013, 2014, I think, or was it 2015? 2015. Okay, so that's about 4 years in. Then I think we'll probably see a revision probably 3 to 4 years in with sort of those boosted graphics, and I'm wondering if, due to the form factor of the Nintendo Switch being a hybrid and all, this might actually work out for Nintendo this time around, because I don't think that 3DS XL had many exclusive games. It had, Xenoblade Chronicles, or by exclusive I mean games that the original 3DS could not play. And it had some, like Monster Hunter 4, it had updated graphics and I think a little bit of a better frame rate and stuff, but nothing too major. So Nintendo definitely will be, I think at least that they'll be putting out a revision, and I think it might actually work out for them this time in the fact that developers will actually put new stuff onto this new revision, and it gives Nintendo the opportunity to release the Switch without a dock and have a little bit of a cheaper option available for them, because now people will already have a dock and they can just buy this. Why buy a new dock when you can just along with the system when you can just buy the new system at a discounted price?
Well, do you remember comments when Nintendo released the new 3DS XL and there was no charger? People were kind of a little ticked off about that, because they were, you'd go to buy a new one, because Nintendo thought the same thing, as you mentioned with the docks. People are going to be upgrading; they're already going to have a charger. Why do they need to? Why do we need to include one?
Man, I had a nightmare about doing that, because I upgraded my OG 3DS to a new 3DS XL, and so by doing so, I just gave it to GameStop, and they would give me a new 3DS XL for $100, but I had to actually return my charger along with it. And then I had to repurchase that charger after I purchased the Switch. Or not the Switch, the new 3DS XL for $5. I'm like, okay, couldn't you have just sold it to me for $105 instead of $100?
Exactly. Brooks, what do you think about this possible new lifespan for the Switch?
Probably if it's going to last 7 years, the final, or 7-8 years, the final year or two would probably be, like, kind of lesser support, while most of their support is shifting to a new console, like how the 3DS is right now on the Switch. Its 7th anniversary is next month, I believe, so... And it's still getting games, even though...
Yeah.
At a severely less than what it has been getting in previous years.
Right. Yeah, speaking of, this lifespan, I remember when the Wii had, like, an upgrade to their Wiimotes, the Wii controllers. Do you think that's something that Nintendo could potentially do as well with the Joy-Cons, perhaps? Or do you guys see any ways that you could improve the Joy-Cons?
Aside from a different, something to hold them in to make them easier to hold, I can't really think of anything that they could improve on with the Joy-Cons. We don't really have much experience with everything that they can do. We know that with 1-2 Switch and with Labos, what's coming out are some things that, for potential, but the Joy-Cons probably have a lot of untapped powers that we're not sure of, so it's my only complaint is using them in handheld mode. They're small.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything like the Wii, anything that can obviously be improved, like how the Wiimote Plus added gyroscope sensors into it instead of just relying on the sensor bar. But
it improved its motion control. It was more one-to-one as opposed to, the slight delay, so it was a lot more accurate.
Yeah, for the gyro bar thing.
Well, it was an attachment on, you could buy the attachment, the Wii Motion Plus attachment for your existing ones, and then all Wiimotes manufactured from that point on had it built in. And,
I know I have like 2 or 3 of those Wii Motion Plus expansions as well.
Yeah.
Those were annoying.
Yeah. I know that Wii Sports Resort came with some.
Tiger Woods PGA Tour 09 had one, because that's where I got mine. So the Wiimote uses only an accelerometer to detect motion. And yeah, you're right. The Motion Plus uses an accelerometer and a gyroscope. A magnet sensor. So the Wii Motion Plus uses a more precise and sensitive gyroscope, in addition to the accelerometer. Yeah, I can't think of anything that Nintendo could do right now, because we're only a year into its lifespan. So, but it'll be interesting to see what happens, especially if they plan on doing a 10-year lifespan. This could finally be the final nail in the coffin of the 3DS as they move to the single platform.
Definitely.
All right, seeing as this is our birthday episode, we've actually had user Sir Bamori suggested a few episodes ago about having a little contest, a little quiz between hosts, and I've been meaning to add this in, do this in a few episodes, but it just didn't seem to always kind of fit. So I've definitely put it into this one because it's our anniversary episode. So this is going to pit Brooks.
Brooks, you're going down.
Nah. I am the trivia king.
So there's going to be 2 rounds in this, and at the end we're going to see who has the more useless knowledge of video games. So round 1 is going to be Nintendo knowledge, and I've painstakingly gone through countless other quizzes and facts and everything to come up with questions. Round 2 is going to be more generic gaming knowledge. So I'm going to ask each of you a total of 20 questions. So 10 Nintendo and 10 generic, and whoever gets the most right wins. Okay, so Amog, first question. Where did the fairy Navi get her name from?
From Ocarina of Time. Navi got her name because Navi is short for navigation, and Navi, the fairy, navigates Link throughout Hyrule.
Correct. Question 2.
Wow! I guessed.
You guessed. Nice. Oh, that was a pretty good guess. Question 2. In Animal Crossing New Leaf, which benefits Which benefit is included with a Club Tortimer membership? Is it a free wetsuit, access to online features, a ride in Captain's boat, or you get 10 bells a day for the rest of your life?
I believe it is the free wetsuit.
Okay. Question 3. In Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, if player 1 is controlling the green Luigi, who is controlling the other ones? Is it Polterpup, Egad, King Boo, or players 2 through 4?
It is Egad.
Question 4. In Wind Waker HD, what is so special about Link's boat? Is it A, it's actually Link's sister, B, it can talk, C, it's solar powered, or D, it's scared of water?
I'll have to go with B, it can talk.
Okay. Question 5. In Super Mario 3D World, what is the fastest way to beat Bowser in the World 1 boss battle? Is it A, you kick balls into Bowser's car, and B, you kick balls into Bowser, you steal all the kick balls, or you let the air out of the tires?
You let the air out of the tires in his car.
Okay. Question 6. In Lego City Undercover, the chase begins. What is Chase McCain's first mission as a rookie officer? Is it A, getting donuts, B, practicing high fives, C, making a new friend, or D, rescuing a cat from a tree?
Getting donuts?
Question 7. In Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, what's the big secret about the Twilight Terror level? Is it A, there are 2 secret exits, B, there are 2 secret enemies, C, there are 2 secret bananas, or D, I should say, there are 2 secret Kong letters?
2 secret enemies.
Okay. Question 8. What is the best-selling Nintendo exclusive game of all time? Is it Duck Hunt, Super Mario Bros., Mario Kart Wii, or Wii Sports?
Wii Sports.
Alright. Question 9. Which of the following games did Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto not design? Is it Donkey Kong, Kid Icarus, Excitebike, or The Legend of Zelda?
Wait, no, The Legend of Zelda.
Okay. And the final question. What is the first game with Princess Zelda as a playable character? Is it A, Zelda, Wand of Gamelon, a CDI game, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Super Smash Bros. Melee, or Hyrule Warriors?
Zelda, Wand of Gamelon.
Okay. Out of the 10 questions, you ended up getting 5 right.
I'm hoping this curve is bountiful. Let's see how Brooks can do. So don't forget, we still have 10 more questions. So Brooks, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Question 1 for you. What is the best-selling Nintendo handheld of all time? Is it A, the Game Boy, B, the Game Boy Advance, C, the Nintendo DS, or D, the Nintendo 3DS?
DS.
Question 2. Which professional baseball team did Nintendo become a majority owner of in 1992? Is it A, the Seattle Mariners, B, the Oakland Athletics, C, the Kansas City Royals, or D, the Tampa Bay Rays?
The Seattle Mariners.
Question 3. Which Nintendo game caused enough injuries in children to result in an $80 million settlement? Was it A, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, B, Super Smash Bros., C, Mario Kart 64, or D, Mario
Party 1?
Question 4. Which was the first Nintendo game to feature Mario? Was it A, Mario Brothers, B, Tennis, C, Donkey Kong, or D, Wrecking Crew?
Donkey Kong.
Question 5. What was the name of Nintendo's first ever Game & Watch title? Is it Ball, Oil Panic, Eggs, or Mario Bros?
Ball.
Question 6. Which film inspired the enemies in the Metroid series? Is it A, Star Wars, B, Galaxy of Terror, D, Predator, or C, Predator, or D, Alien?
Alien.
Question 7. What was the very first NES game to use the Konami code? Is it Contra. Life Force, Gradius, or R-Type?
It's Contra.
Question 8. What was Nintendo's original line of business when the company was founded in 1889?
Playing cards.
A. Okay. Okay. We'll skip that. Okay. Question 9. What was the very first Super NES game to use the Super FX chip? Was it Pilot Wings, Star Fox, Doom, or Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island?
I believe it was Pilot Wings.
And question 10. What was the very first Nintendo game to have a save game feature? Was it A, Dragon Warrior, B, Final Fantasy, C, Metroid, or D, The Legend of Zelda?
The Legend of Zelda.
Okay. So, Amog. Brooks got 7 out of 10 correct.
Dang. Now let's just wait until we get to general gaming knowledge.
7. Yeah.
Which ones did I get wrong?
So you said Contra was the first NES game to use the Konami code, and I'm sure a lot of people thought that as well, but it is actually Gradius.
Dang.
Was the first.
So you didn't know that.
Yeah. The first SNES game to use the Super FX chip, you said Pilot Wings. It's actually Star Fox. And the first game to have a save game feature was actually not The Legend of Zelda, but was Final Fantasy 1.
Huh.
It was the very first Final Fantasy. So you got 7 out of 10. Alright. Amog, you ready for general gaming?
I am.
Okay. Question 1. Who is the main character of the Halo franchise? Is it A, Cortana, B, Master Chief, C, Big Robot Man, or D, Thor, the God of Thunder?
Master Chief. I hope.
Question 2. In Fallout 4, what vault do you start out in? Is it A, Vault 111, B, Vault 007, V, Vault 666, or D, Vault 1?
111.
Okay, question 3. In the game Mirror's Edge, what job does the main character have? Is she A, a mirror delivery, B, a glass cleaner, C, a knife salesman, or D, a data courier?
She's a data courier?
Okay, next question. The main protagonist in the Half-Life series is who? Ben Dover, Gordon Freeman, Jane Fonda, or Tim the Enchanter?
Gordon Freeman.
Okay, in my experience, it was like 11 o'clock and I was exhausted when I was doing this, so... This may have worked to your advantage. Okay, next question. So, next question. The game Pong is a digital version of what game? Table tennis, hopscotch, swimming, or bike racing?
Table tennis.
Next question. In the game Final Fantasy VII, you are a member of which group? Is it Snowfall, Tsunami, Avalanche, or Summer Breeze?
Snowfall.
Okay, next question. The cake is what? Is it fake, delicious, a pie, or is it a lie?
Ooh, I'm sure it's delicious, but I think I'll have to go with a lie.
The next game, GTA San Andreas, became famous for an uncovered sex scene. What was it called? Casting Couch, Palm Beach, Joyride, or Hot Coffee?
Hot Coffee.
Next question. This is the hero of the Metal Gear series. Rubber Chicken, Wet Fish, Solid Snake, or Hot Donkey?
Solid Snake. Hot Donkey?
Oh, yeah.
New mascot of Hello Nintendo, the Hot Donkey.
Yes.
Yeah. So last question. This console had memory cards which were placed in the controller and had small screens on them. Was it the Atari Vision, the Panasonic Jaguar, the Sony Vizio, or the Sega Dreamcast?
The Dreamcast.
Alright, so Amog, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 9 out of 10.
Dang.
The only one that you got wrong, and I'm sure you threw it because it was very easy, was Final Fantasy VII. You're a member of Avalanche.
I actually never played Final Fantasy VII.
Really?
No, my first Final Fantasy game was actually Final Fantasy 13.
Oh.
Ouch.
So
You had to start with that one?
I mean, it was $20 on the Xbox 360. My brother got it for me for my birthday, I think.
All right.
I actually enjoyed the game.
I tried playing it a few times. I just could not get through it.
Maybe it's because it was the first one I played.
Oh, it could be. Yeah, it could be. 15 is awesome, though. I highly recommend 15. All right, Brooks, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, first question. What is the most famous cheat code called? Is it the Atari code, the Genesee code, the Capcom code, or the Konami code?
Hey, didn't we already have a Konami code question?
Yes, we did. Is that also your answer?
Yes.
Okay. In Japan, Mega Man is known as what? Is it Rockman, Robot Boy, Blue Man, or Music Man?
Rockman.
Rockman, okay. Atari is a Japanese word meaning what? Success, long life, love, or happiness?
Long life.
This is the highest grossing game of all time. Is it The Sims, Minecraft, World of Warcraft, or Super Mario Brothers?
Warcraft.
Next question. In BioShock, the Little Sisters are collecting this material from fallen people. Is it Charles, Peter, Adam, or Thomas?
Adam.
Okay, next question. The creator of Mega Man. The creator of Mega Man is known as Dr. Doom, Dr. Light, Dr. Moon, or Dr. Sun?
Dr. Light.
So you said Dr. Light. Okay, so the next question. The Xbox was originally called what? The Windows Box, Microsoft Game Center, DirectX Box, or the Bill Gates Entertainment Container?
B. Microsoft Game Center.
Microsoft Game Center. Okay. Next question. Robin Williams named his 2 children after these video game characters. Mario and Peach, Zelda and Cody, Laura and John, or Terra and Cloud?
Zelda and Cody.
Okay, next in the Mass Effect series, you become the first human to become what? Is it a Spectre, a Spetsnaz, ODST, or Procom?
ODST. Yeah.
ODST?
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Sure.
Sounds
Last
good.
question. In the Assassin's Creed series, who is the main character that you play as? Is it Corsair, Altair, Nighthawk, or Falcon?
Altair.
Altair. Okay. So, Brooks, out of 10, that's 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
General gaming knowledge. Atari is actually the Japanese word meaning success. The Xbox was originally called the DirectX Box because it was supposed to be a platform to show off DirectX, which is Microsoft's API.
Oh.
Mass Effect, you become the first human Spectre.
Ah.
So Brooks got 14 out of 20. And Amog. Oh, you guys tied.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay. Tiebreaker question.
Okay.
What part of Nintendo's history would they like everybody to forget? Is it A, that they were a front for the Yakuza? B, they were spies for the Germans? C, they performed experiments with the kimono dragons and nuclear radiation attempting to create a super lizard monster? Or D, they ran love hotels? Amog?
D, they ran love hotels.
D.
And Brooks?
D.
Okay, and you guys are both correct there. They ran love hotels.
I don't know if they really want people to forget that.
I think they do, because they're a family-friendly company.
Ooh, but now they're advertising M-rated games. Are you sure about that?
Yes, yeah, that's true. Okay, we'll try another tiebreaker. Which is not a traditional color of Yoshi? Is it A, blue, B, green, C, white, or D, red?
White.
I kind of want to go with white as well, But wait, by blue, do you mean all shades of blue, as in light blue, dark blue, and regular shade of blue, or just
blue? Just blue.
Then blue.
So Brooks got it right. White is not a traditional Yoshi color.
Dang.
Yeah!
So he squeaks ahead by 1.
Alright.
Congratulations.
Didn't want to go with the same answer as Brooks.
That's okay. That's okay. So, that about wraps it up for this episode of Hello Nintendo. I'd like to thank Brooks and Amog again for joining me.
Anytime I can, I will.
Glad to come along. Glad to win.
Just wait until next time.
Glad to win.
You're going down.
Nice. That's true. Although, I think, to be fair, the questions that I was asking were kind of a mixed bag of easy. So, we'll have to try this again another time with better questions. Maybe get the community to actually ask, come up with questions. So, I think that would be a good idea. So, Moog, if people wanted to find you online, if they wanted to connect with you, where can they find you?
Honestly, just find me on Reddit. Shoot me a message as u/caststarman. 3 words, no spaces. Caststarman.
And there's also the chat feature now that's available on
true.
Reddit, so they can always chat you up there too.
Yeah.
Brooks, what about you? Where can people find you online?
Yeah, same. u/the Poochie Kid, on chat, if you want. And I'll probably be the one putting up the post on the subreddit too, so easy way to access.
So I can be found on Twitter at ReggieFizameme. You can also catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Trainass. I'm going to start getting back into streaming classic games now that my office in my basement is organized. And you can also get me on Reddit under Trainass. Same thing. Shoot me a message or chat me up. Always glad to talk. And so with Wii titles being released on the NVIDIA Shield now, it seems that Nintendo has officially gone third party. And as a result, we must ask the question that's been asked since the dawn of gaming. Once again, is Nintendo doomed? And here's to another year of podcasts from the Nintendo subreddit. We'll see you next time on Hello Nintendo.